What's going on, everybody? Matt Malatesta. We're here in the Coach's Corner of VYPE. We're going way north. Coach Travis Earles from Magnolia West. Man, they are in the thick of it right now as it relates to the baseball playoffs. It is regional semifinal time. Coach, just talk about, y'all lost 3 games. What has been the secret sauce this season?
The secret sauce for us has been, attention to details. We have a lot of great seniors in this class. This is my first year at Mag West. So, you hear stories about how good a group you have, what type of kids you have, but you never know kind of going into a new job if those things are true, what else is lying behind it that I don't know about that is going to pop up. But our kids have been outstanding. We have a very special group of kids. We only carried 13 kids the entire year on varsity, which is a very low number because we have so many two-way guys in this group. So that's kind of allowed us to build some camaraderie, to be a very close group of kids, group of guys. And that's kind of what's carried us throughout this year, is that when we face adversity, it's about us. And if we handle what we're supposed to do, us 13 guys, we're gonna be okay at the end of games and stuff like that. So it's been a fun ride so far. Hopefully we got a couple more weeks left in us. But the group that I inherited here is very, very good, with some high quality student athletes for sure.
I've never heard a team have 13 players on it. It's insane.
Well, trust me, I heard about it. When we made the decision, to be honest with you, I haven't been around such a low number in my life either. It's just so happens that this year, my 11 best arms just so happen to be my 11 best position players. And so there's a couple other kids in there, and we're carrying a couple more for the playoffs, but not very many. And that's kind of led, I think, to the strength of this group, is that, when we do stuff together, we truly do it together. We take ground balls, and everybody takes ground balls, even if you're an outfielder. If we're doing outfield drills, everybody does outfield drills. When we do pitching, so everybody's, getting their reps in at all different positions, because you just never know where we're gonna ask you to play, or where the game's gonna dictate you're gonna play. So it's made us closer for sure, and it's kind of added to the, part of our mantra is about, it's about us. And if we control us, we could care less who we're playing. That doesn't matter at all. If we're our best version of us, we're going to be okay. And so that's what makes it easy. When we face tough teams or when we face weaker teams, we're not worried about the opponent per se. We're worried about us and the game of baseball. And if we're the best version of us, and we handle adverse situations the way we need to, we're going to be okay. And that's kind of how it's gone this year, is we've done a very good job of that. When we do lose a game, we bounce right back, and we don't lose 2 in a row. Those type of things has been very beneficial for us, for sure.
First year there, y'all had an amazing record. You've had 3 playoff series where you haven't lost a game, and you just swept Lake Belton 21-0. What do you think your strength as a team is? Versatility has got to be number 1, right?
Sure, yeah.
Are y'all more of a hitting team, defensive? Chemistry is obviously a big key to y'all. What's your strength?
Well, so for us, anytime we have a record that we have, obviously all 3 phases are pretty good, right? So our hitting is outstanding, our defense is outstanding. But on the mound is probably where you would see a big star behind it, because we have our 3 big dogs are big time high school pitchers. So our ERA, on the year is like a 1.0, which is hard to beat, with a lot of strikeouts, not many walks. James Elwinger is arguably our number 1, but our second number 1 is a kid named Kalen Digert, who's an all-state player who also catches as a starting catcher when he's not pitching, but his ERA on the year is like a 0.4. So we have incredibly talented kids on the mound that are just dogs, that are not just talented kids, that are very, very good high school pitchers. And then our third one is Jackson Blank, who's going to Rice. And to be honest with you, Jackson hasn't got a lot of innings once district has started, because those other 2 guys have kind of been so dominant for us. But on the mound, we are a special group on the mound. I kind of wish we could get a little deeper into our bullpen, because we have some really good pitchers that just haven't got the innings during district, just the way the games have played out. But we're very, very good on the mound so far this year.
Give us a couple names that who's doing it at the plate.
At the plate, so we have about 6 seniors that are in the lineup, but we have some of those other guys that are underclassmen have really stepped up for us. Our third baseman and 3-hole hitter is Caldwell McFadden, and he's the cool thing about this team is I haven't changed the lineup once the entire year. It's kind of been the same thing, the same lineup from game 1 to game whatever this is, 35 or whatever. And so Caldwell's hit 3-hole for us the entire time. And kind of who sets the table for us is a kid named Dawson Park, who's our shortstop, who is going to Texas State, and he's an outstanding player as well. There's guys like Trenton Buckley, who's our second baseman, and Brandon Sidmeyer is a senior kid that kind of gets a little overlooked because of all those big time names that you hear about from us. But Brandon plays center field and catches for us and has been our 4-hole hitter all year. And he's going to Grayson, and he's an outstanding player too. So it's one of those deals, Caldwell has had an outstanding year for a sophomore. He's going to be a special kid for us, but he's been kind of the driving force in the middle of that lineup. But the kids that are getting on base and around him, that's what makes this team totally unique, in my opinion, is we don't know where it's going to come from, right? Our 9-hole hitter is a kid named Wade Nobles, who's a first baseman for us, who is our starting tight end. He's our 9-hole hitter, and he's 6'4", a big, good-looking kid, and he hit 350 this year with home runs. And so all the way through our lineup, we've done a good job of kind of feeding off each other. And if one guy's kind of down that game, somebody else picks up the slack for him. So,
talk about, your mentors, your path. How did you get here? You were at Summer Creek. You kind of opened that school as well, but kind of what's been your path to Mag West?
My path is, I guess every path is unique, but I grew up in Cypress. I went to Cy Falls High School, which is not far from Magnolia out here. I played for a guy named Brent McDonald, and Brent McDonald turns out is the head principal at Summer Creek High School until this year. He's gonna retire. But from there, Brent's been a big time mentor for me. When I got over to Summer Creek High School, after college, I was there with a guy named DJ Wilson, and we were there together for 8 years. And DJ has kind of framed my coaching and my coaching philosophy. A lot of the stuff that I believe in has come from DJ, and we've tweaked it here and there because of the kids and the situation I'm here at West. So DJ's been a huge driving force kind of in my journey to get here. I've been runner up for some other jobs in the summers and stuff, and you always wonder when you don't get the job why did I not, or did I do something wrong? But it turned out it was kind of setting me up for this one, because I would have taken this one over all those that I was runners up for. So it's been an awesome journey. We moved the family out here and the whole deal. So it's been awesome. Mag West has been outstanding. Coach McGehee, our head football coach, is awesome. He is, when you talk about true like 2-sport dual style athletes, that's what we have here. Out of my lineup, I think 5 of our guys are multi-sport athletes, and Elwinger's another one. So that's 6 of a roster of 13 kids that are dual sport athletes. And that just goes to credits Coach McGehee and everybody around here, Coach Berna. We truly believe in dual sport athletes, and we're willing to really share guys, which a lot of high schools talk about it, but we actually do it. When it's time for baseball season, our baseball guys are baseball players, and when it's time for football season, they're football players, and basketball and everything else. So it's been an awesome experience here at West. It's been awesome that the wins are kind of going with the type of kids that we have. We've all been a part of teams before that are super talented, that get it, that do the right things. And, you just don't have as successful of a year as you hope for. And it's awesome to see the wins kind of parallel with what type of place this is that I walked into. So.
All right, so finally talk about Barbers Hill. It's a big matchup. They're
Mhm.
a preeminent program in the state of Texas. They came off after, knocking off Friendswood. Just talk about, y'all's game plan going into the game. It's probably going to be the same.
Sure, yeah, and Coach Denny does an outstanding job over there. When I was at Summer Creek, we scrimmaged them for, I don't know, 8 years in a row. So we've seen it firsthand, or at least I have, what type of program they run, what type of teams they produce, and it's a testament to what type of coaches they are and what they have going over there. They won state a couple of years ago, and so some of those players on that team were a part of that roster. So they really have the experience as far as being this deep in the playoffs and kind of what it takes. But for us, it goes back to just what I said. It's about us. It's about having that dirt boy mentality that we preach here about being disciplined and being invested and responding to situations correctly and putting the team first and all those things that we've been harping on all year. That's who we are, and we're not going to change who we are depending upon who we play. And so nobody dictates kind of how we play baseball. So for us, our game plan is business as usual. It's about us. If we handle what we're supposed to handle and do those things the right way, I kind of I like our chances against anybody. So that's the game
Well,
plan.
well, I mean, this is one of the biggest stories in the state of Texas. New coach, dominant performances all year. You're in the regional semis. Great job. We're excited to see how this
Thank you.
plays out this weekend. Hey, man, go get them, coach.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everything you do for high school athletics, and whatever you need from me in the future, holler at me.
You bet. All right, Coach Earles from Magnolia West. This is Matt with VYPE. We're in the coach's corner. We'll see y'all at the game.